Hi Josh, how are you today?
Good afternoon, Stephanie. Not so bad. How about yourself?
Pretty good. So we're here today to talk about your addiction.
I don't have an addiction.
You don't think you have an addiction?
Absolutely not. I mean, my pop drinking and caffeine intake is definitely not an addiction. It's just something that I need in my life.
So you think it's just a normal everyday thing for you? It's not like...
Absolutely, it's part of the routine. It's like you driving to work in the morning. I mean, I'm sure you don't walk all the time, or walk all the time. You definitely drive, and I mean, I need my pops in the morning and coffee. So for me, it's definitely not an addiction. It's just part of a routine that I like to do.
Okay, do you know of any consequences with consuming a large amount of pop or caffeine?
I mean, I definitely been told about them, family, and especially my mother. My mother's kind of been on my back about it. She needs to get off of it. But yeah, no, parents definitely trying to play a role in getting me to lay off of it. But no, I know some of it, but I trust my body, and my body would tell me if there's a real problem, and I don't see there being a real problem as of right now. But definitely know that there are some health risks with it, like obesity and whatnot.
So your parents are they don't really support the addiction, but you think that you have it all, like, under control?
Definitely think I have it under control, and I feel that I could stop if I really wanted to, but I don't want to. I mean, pretty good with it. The parents definitely play a big role. If they don't support it, they think I should cut it back to possibly one pop a day, if not a pop every 2 days. But I like my 2 to 3 pops a day. One for breakfast, one for lunch, and one for dinner. But it doesn't always work out like that. But no, I enjoy having my 3 pops a day, possibly.
Do you do anything to, because you said one of the consequences would be obesity, do you do anything to make sure that doesn't happen, or do you just kind of hope it doesn't happen?
I would say my work does that for me. I think the exercise from moving around, stone and whatnot, out there working day jobs and stuff like that takes a pretty good job doing the exercise. So no, I come home and have my liter of pop or a little bit less than that, and have my 2 pops at lunch and breakfast, like I was saying, and I think my body can kind of withstand it, and I know how hard I can push it in terms of caffeine and stuff like that.
Do you use or are you addicted to any other caffeine products besides pop, like coffee or anything like that?
Yeah, I definitely indulge in coffee, and then I like the sugar from chocolate bars and whatnot. So typical day for me, but wake up at 7:30, have my pop, go to the gas station, get myself another 2 pops for lunch, or one maybe 2, and myself up a dark roast coffee, 1 cream, 1 sugar. Drive to work, get to site, do my work for a couple hours, take lunch, have my pop there, go get lunch, pick another pop there so that I have something for dinner, and then have dinner and have another pop with that, so I get my 3 pops in for the day, possibly 2, if I forget, or if I just don't feel like one, but typically need that extra pop to get me extra caffeine and whatnot going, and then once all the caffeine settles down in my stomach and my body, I'm typically ready for bed at around 11:30, midnight.
So a normal day for you is having your 2 to 3 pops a day, having some coffee before work, and getting some candy bars for lunch?
Not exactly candy bars for lunch,
Or
but
chocolate bars?
as a snack, possibly, yeah. No, that's kind of accurate.
Okay, have you ever gone a day without trying to have caffeine or sugar?
Yeah, I told my mom I'd give it a try, and that didn't last too long. Tried the day with it, and I mean, come around 6 o'clock that night, getting towards the end of my shift, I needed one. I mean, showed up to work, I was leg tired, didn't have coffee, didn't have my chocolate bar, didn't have my pop, and all the guys on the shift with me, they were kind of nervous for me because they could tell that I was definitely feeling the effects of not having that energy and caffeine in me, and definitely played a big role in that day, and it kind of made them feel uneasy because they could see that I was tired and not exactly focused, and I was a little more tense. So yeah, no, it definitely wasn't good.
So would you say that these are withdrawals you were experiencing, or like did you experience any other things?
Yeah, probably a little bit of withdrawals. Just like I could feel it in my head for sure. Definitely had a bad headache. Took 2 or 3 Advil right in that morning, probably around 10 o'clock. Just working 2 hours, and my body had already been feeling it. And then on top of that, stomach ache just the acids and everything like that, and the caffeine. It just kind of slows me right down, like I said. So no, I definitely need that, and the withdrawals were just definitely not worth me stopping.
So the withdrawals didn't persuade you to keep trying to get off of it because you were that addicted. It just made you want to keep consuming it so that you didn't feel the withdrawals.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, my mom's been pretty good about showing me facts and stuff like that, but no, I think I need it. I feel that it's part of me in a sense.
Okay. Besides like obesity, what do you think the relationship is between your health and consuming as much caffeine and sugar as you do?
I mean, for me, like I said, it's truly just obesity. I mean, I don't see any other health risks. To be completely honest, I think it's all mental. I think obesity is one of those ones that just kind of plays a toll on you because you can actually see it on you and whatnot. And I mean, everything else. Like I think that day that everything was happening to me, I think it was truly like it might have been mental, but I felt like besides that, it's just obesity that plays a big role.
Okay. So you think that the amount that you intake a day isn't a big deal, but would you rethink this if you saw like a big danger to your health or to your life?
If I saw a big danger to my life, then yeah, I would consider it. I would definitely look at it and could possibly be persuaded to stop. But I mean, like I said, my parents have been showing me stuff now for a while, and I know my mom was showing me to go see a doctor the other day, and kind of decided to dip out on that. Decided not to go. Just I don't really need to hear what they have to say, unless like it's truly life or death for me. I could see myself stopping possibly in the future, but as of right now, unless like my mom comes to me and shows me something, or something that I don't know, I don't really see myself stopping right now.
So say that you were presented in front of you that there were life or death health risks with the amount that you consume a day. Would you consider making changes to your diet or your daily routine?
Yeah, I'd make changes. I'd probably definitely start to cut it back and whatnot. And if it was really at that level of panic, kind of in a sense, then yeah, I would definitely cut it down and be open to it. But right now, I don't see that.
So, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay. Like I said, if you know something that I don't know, or if my parents come up to me and say, "Hey, they got off the phone with the doctor, and you have like you're close, like you need to stop, and you're putting on some serious weight, and your heart's not taking it well."
Okay, so basically it has to be like huge health risks for you to consider.
Yeah, pretty much.
So like how then important is it to you on a scale of 1 to 10 to make changes, if at all? 0 being the lowest and 10 being the most important to you?
Well, right now, because I don't see a ton of health risks with me, I would say it's probably about a 1 or 2. But if, like I said, if my mom came up to me and she was like, "Yeah, your heart's doing really poorly. If you don't change, you're gonna die," then it would definitely be up around the 8 to 10 kind of range, and I'd be pretty high on changing things and getting after it and making sure that my health and my heart is back to being 100% healthy and getting back into great shape and whatnot. But like I said, probably as of right now, with no effects to me, I'd probably say 2.
So if you know that it could potentially get to that point where it is like huge health risks, and you would consider cutting back or changing it out of your life, like why do you not think it's important now then, if that makes sense? Like if you know that you could change if you wanted to, why wouldn't you just try to change now?
It's routine. Something I've been doing for the last 22 years. I don't want to change that and try something new. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. Like I said, I haven't lost anybody to it. I haven't gained any more friends because I haven't lost any friends because of it. So for me, it's just like, if your body can handle it and go along with it, why not, right? So yeah, I'd say it's just something I do every day, and I don't really want to break that routine.
So it's more or less like a comfort zone for you. Like it's all like you know it because you do it every day. You don't really.
Yeah, exactly. I know what I'm gonna be getting out of it, and I know that I can rely on it to get me to places and to get my energy up and get my focus up and to not feel stressed and whatnot. Yeah, I would definitely say it's right there.
So what if you tried a replacement for the caffeine or pop instead of doing that? Like if you found like a replacement such as like water or Gatorade or something where you were still consuming something, just not the things that were unhealthy for you.
Well, if I'm putting some in my water, then yeah, it'd be a little better, it'd be a little easier. Gatorade, I could possibly see myself doing. That's, like I said, it's definitely better. But I mean, if that'll give me the same amount of like energy and focus and whatnot, then I would definitely do it. But I haven't been presented to me yet, and I'm stuck with my pops and whatnot, coffee.
So if you were to try to stop, what obstacles do you think would get in the way that you would have to overcome?
I think some of my friends, I think they might be like, oh, Josh, want a pop or something like that, and to turn that down, that would be kind of hard. I mean, I think, but besides that, it would be just like I said, just my routine, just like trying to say no to it. Come on, like just thinking that, you know, I wake up in the morning being so tired and be like, you know what, like I can go get one, I can splurge on the one, and then going right back into falling into that hole. And so I think that would definitely be the hardest part, is going back to something that I've relied on for the last, like I said, 22 years, to keep me going, to keep me focused. So yeah.
Do you see any benefits to trying to cut it out of your life, or are you pretty happy with where everything is?
I might save my body a little more if I cut it out. I think that would probably be a benefit. But I mean, God put me on this earth for how many years, and my life ends because of sugar and caffeine, but it's because of the way that I wanted to live and whatnot, then sure. But if I can control that a little more and can do something about it, then I would do something about it if I knew that I was at a danger zone.
Okay, so overall, you think that it is a necessity in your life. It's something you do every day, your comfort zone. It's not out of the ordinary for you. It's just something that is part of your life. I think that there are going to be later in life some health risks that you won't know now because you're younger, but when you get older, they'll all start coming. And when you get to that point, I think it's important to just when you are craving that caffeine or whatever, just to intake water, put like the sugars in it. Why are you looking at me like that?
Well, I mean, I'm just listening to what you're having to say, and I mean, it sounds like you've made up your mind about me stopping drinking pop, and I mean, I think I can do it, but I don't know if I'm ready to do it yet.
Okay, well, next week we'll talk about some health risks and see if you change your mind.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Thank you very much,
Nice
Stephanie.
meeting with you. You tell me that it's